Hello, it's Christine from the channel Christine and Celeste, and today I wanted to show you and talk to you about the card divinatoire d'Algariel. Now, we all know the first edition, which is here. I don't have the box anymore. It was the one by France Cartes here. And the box was pretty flimsy, and after about I don't know, a month of the deck in and out, and I did use it a lot, it fell apart. So I made another box for it. So that was the first edition with the little booklet, the first part in French, and the second part in English. With the cards' meanings, the spreads, and the cardstock. Now I've edged mine black. The cardstock was typical France Cartes, kind of matte and very flexible, very thin. I think they will last a long time. But I had to edge them black because you can see already on the edges. It's hard to see because now it's black, but yeah, it's hard to see, but the edges are a little bit, yeah, that's what it does with black edges, doesn't it? But the quality, I was very impressed with the print and the quality. Obviously, there is a book that comes with it, but the book is in French only, so I won't include it in my video for today. So that was the first edition by France Cartes here. Then the deck moved to Arcana Sacra editions, and with a revamp of not new cards or anything, because the cards are made and there wasn't any changes, but just a different print, different feel to it. So this is what came out. I think it was at the beginning of this year. I can't remember exactly the date. And really nice, much nicer box. But what they did is that they did the cardstock shiny. So you can see here. Yeah, you can see the shine, right? Which it was matte before. So whether you prefer it matte or shiny is really your own, taste. But what happened too is that there was a misprint with this deck. And this is why exactly I'm making the video. And the misprint happened in the borders. Now I've trimmed mine so you can't see it anymore. But what happened is that the borders, the black borders, were really uneven, which happens a lot now, but it was not acceptable. And also at the bottom, you could see where the machine had cut the border, and there were two white bits at the bottom, which made it not suitable really for sale. However, they went out. I had pre-ordered mine, so mine arrived. So what I did is that I trimmed it, and the thing is too, though, it was too dark, and I can show you the difference. You see how much darker this second edition is. So the editor decided to pull the decks out because the quality was not good enough. I wish they hadn't sent them, but they did. So Arcana Sacra decided we're going to pull these decks. However, I still received mine. So, what happened with it is that anyone who has this edition, and I'm going to show you how you know which edition you have. Obviously, if it's the shiny cards with wonky black borders and two white bits at the bottom, you've got the wrong second edition. This is the booklet, which is, if I remember, pretty much the same. Let me see. Yes. No, there is an addition here, is that they've added the general meaning for past lives for the cards, which is not in the first edition at all. So here I'll show you. There's the general meaning of the cards, and then you find the general meaning for the past lives, which wasn't in the first booklet. So that's the second edition, but it's the wrong one. Now, how do you recognize the wrong one? Well, I'll show you the difference of the box. I know it's a bit technical, but then you'll know the information, because all the communication is going out in French, and you know, if you're in the English-speaking world, you haven't heard about it. This is the difference. That's the proper second edition. The box is bigger. The logo of Arcana Sacra, let me show you, that's the wrong one. The little black one is the wrong logo. That's the proper edition you should have. So I received the wrong one. I wrote to Arcana Sacra, and you can find their email online, or they're also on Facebook. You can contact them and say, I bought the second edition, but I received the wrong one, the one with the black logo instead of the white logo, and they will replace it for you. So they didn't ask any questions, they just sent it to me, and I received it. So you can see that the box, I call it, it's the second edition, but the proper second edition. The box is much bigger. They took the shine out of it, so now it's matte again, right? So I have this shiny second edition that's wrong, but I'm still using it for other things, so that's fine. So I'm gonna move the other ones and show you what you should have now, and compare it with the first edition, so you can see the cards. So that's how it opens. The box is much better. Obviously, it's still a tuck box. That, you know, the usage, it's still limited in time, isn't it? And these are the cards. And I'll show you with a similar card. I know they're not in order, but I tell you what, since I'm a tarot reader, right? I've read tarot all my life, and oracles came into my life because I was practicing with spiritualists that were anti-tarot. So I moved to oracles for a little while. And what happened is that I never really took to oracles that much. Only, you know, I like it as a complement to tarot, but not exactly on its own. And these cards arrived, and honestly, they are rocking my world. They're just... Yesterday, somebody posted a reading with it, and I could hear voices coming from the card. I mean, maybe I need to check my mental health, I don't know, but they're doing something to me. So this is why you see the box is bigger, because the cards are a lot taller. I don't know if I can show. It's more, and I don't want you to take it wrong, it's more cardboardy. It's stiff, right? Where the France card, the first edition, is really smooth, and this one is cardboardy. So if you ruffle shuffle, it's going to be a little harder. Now I haven't edged mine yet. They just, you know, they arrived yesterday. They are a lot taller now than the other deck because of the thickness of the cards. Also, there's a difference in color. It's slight, but I don't know if you see on camera, but I think you do if you look at the greens here. It's less yellow. There was this sepia tone on the first edition, which you don't have on the second edition. So I remind you, this is France carte, this is Sacra Arcana. So then it's your choice, you know, whatever you prefer. I know the creator, Alcide Nathanaël, is absolutely thrilled with this version. it's his favorite. He says it's the closest to his painting, so I understand that. But then after that, for us users, I would say they're both nice. You know, me, cardstock, it's not, I never complain about cardstock, but be aware that this is a lot thicker. Now for the booklet, the addition of the past lives in it, in the booklet in English and in French, obviously, is really welcomed. I think they added some keywords too in the main. Let me see. I think they added some keywords. The tower. I don't see it there. No. So they just added the section, which is great because you see, obviously I read French, so I have all the past lives meanings in my book, but there wasn't any in a booklet, so they've added that. Now be aware that there are a lot of how do you say that? There's a few mistakes in English. I think it wasn't checked properly, but it's understandable. It's not a problem. It's just that if you are looking for proper English without errors, there are a few errors which I pointed out already. But that's not that important. What's important is that now, if you buy this second edition, you can have all the meanings for past life readings, which is actually one of the main things about this deck. I mean, I do use it for, I'll show you some cards if you've never seen it, because you might come to my channel and never seen the deck. I'm just crazy about this deck. You can see the colors are, yeah, it's less yellow. So you can use 3 cards, like past, present, future, or just 3 cards in a row, or use 7 cards, or just use it for past lives because they have meanings for past lives, and that will, what I like about the past lives readings that I haven't seen much yet in other decks is that it also tells you what you brought back into this life and you need to sort out, which I found was a very good prompt help when you read past lives, because you can't check it, can you? So they are just beautiful. I'm getting good results with them. I sometimes mix them with another French tarot, but I'm trying to read them on their own. I would like this deck to become my main past life and spirit deck because it has it in it. It's got it. Now, another good thing about Arcana Sacra, because when it was France Card, the first edition, they didn't publish it abroad, so you could not order it. Now Arcana Sacra have made the effort, so it's available all over the world, I suppose. I mean, I can't say that, but at least in the States and in the UK and wherever you are in Europe, you can order it. So that's another thing now. It's not as hard to get. So don't contact me anymore. I think this is a fantastic job. So thicker cardstock, more information in a booklet, better box. It's a win-win situation. But if you still like thinner, more flexible cardstock, you can still find some France cards online, but not available all over the world, obviously. So I hope it's clear. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. If you need some help because you've got the wrong edition and you want to contact Arcana Sacra, sure, I'll give you a hand. So thanks for watching and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.